Now see, actually in this chapter second, that is nothing but the base load power plant. Just a minute. Okay, so in this chapter, that is nothing but the base load power plant. We are going to study different base load power plant which are required for the generation of the electricity. Okay, now see this chapter. As far as this chapter is concerned, this chapter is somewhat like what I can say. You can easily imagine. Okay, म्हणजे ह्या चॅप्टर मध्ये तुम्ही काय करू शकता, जो काय आपण पर्टिक्युलर पार्ट बघणार आहोत, व्हॉट एव्हर पार्ट वी आर गोइंग टू स्टडी, you can easily imagine that part. It is easily possible for you to imagine, yeah, such a type of process is going to happen, such a type of process is going to happen. Okay, in previous what just we are going to think that it is like this, it is like this in previous chapter, but here in this chapter you can easily understood, or you can easily imagine each and every part. That's why already I have told you this chapter is somewhat interesting chapter, because as far as our electricity generation is concerned, as far as our what I can say, uh, sources of electricities are concerned, how we are going to generate our electrical energy with different sources, that we are going to study in this particular chapter number second, that is nothing but the base load power plant. Okay, so see, nowadays in our India we are going to generate the electrical energy with different modes. Okay, it may be to different power plants, or it may be through different medias. Okay, but here in our particular chapter number second, we are going to study with the help of which power plant. Power plant is nothing but the what, one of the plant or one of the site is there where we are generating the electrical energy in a simple manner, or where we are going to produce the electrical power. This is the very simple part, that is nothing but the power plant. एक अशी साइट आहे की तिथे आपण इलेक्ट्रिकल एनर्जी काय करतोय, प्रोड्यूस करतोय. ओके, आता इलेक्ट्रिकल एनर्जी म्हणजेच काय, दॅट इज नथिंग बट दी समवॉट रिलेटेड टू दी पॉवर, दॅट्स व्हाय नेम इज गिवन नथिंग बट दी power plant. Okay, so see here, first of all we will discuss what is the syllabus of this particular chapter, means which bit we have to cover in this particular chapter. Okay, so at the time of starting we are going to study what is the meaning, or what is the different types of conventional and non-conventional energy sources. Okay, now we are going to classify the energy sources into two different types, which are nothing but the conventional energy sources and non-conventional energy sources. Okay, then we are going to study our first base load power plant, that is nothing but the hydropower plant. Okay, which is our first base load power plant, that is the hydropower plant. So in that hydropower plant we are going to study the typical layout of that particular hydropower plant, where or whenever we are going to select any site for this particular hydropower plant established, which type of different factors we have to consider, that we are going to see in this particular site selection. Whenever we are going to establish any particular hydropower plant, which parameters is considered, or which parameter are taken into consideration whenever we are going to establish any hydropower plant, that we are going to think in the site selection. Next, its classification, how hydropower plant is going to classify. Okay, then we are going to study what is the meaning of hydrograph, then what is the meaning of flow duration curve, then we are going to see hydrology. Actually whatever this part is, no, you have studied in your I think 8th or 9th standard science. Okay, but here we have to study this particular part in the scientific way. When whatever you have studied in your 8 9 science, that is general part. Okay, but here that we have to study in the scientific way. And last part is very important, we have to study the different types of turbines which is used in the particular hydropower plant. Which type of different turbines are used in this hydropower plant, that we are going to study in this particular chapter or in this particular bit. Okay, means hydropower plant, under the heading of hydropower plant we have to study its a typical layout, its a site selection criteria, then its classification, then we have to study what is the hydrograph, hydrology and flow duration curve, and next is nothing but the types of different types of the turbines that we are going to study. Okay, next is the thermal power plant. Same, this is my second base load power plant. In this particular thermal power plant, what I am going to see, it's a typical layout. Okay, see, whenever you are going to consider any base load power plant, in that two things are common. Which are two things common here? It's a typical layout and it's a site selection criteria. These two things are common in every power plant. You can see hydropower plant, thermal power plant, or nuclear power plant. In each and every power plant, two things are common, which are nothing but the, we have to see it's a typical layout, and then we have to see it's a site selection also. So these are the common points in each and every plant that which we are going to study. Next is nothing but the, in the thermal power plant we are going to study fuels and their handling. Okay, fuels and their handling. As you know that in the hydropower plant, obviously we are going to generate the electricity with the help of water. So in the thermal power plant, which fuel we are going to use? In the thermal power plant, we are going to use which fuel? That is nothing but the coal. Okay, and their handling. How, which fuels we are going to use and its handling. Next is nothing but the combustion process. Whenever we are going to consider this particular coal, what type of combustion process is going to be happened in the thermal power plant, that we are going to see. And next is nothing but the ash handling process and dust collection. As you know that we are using the coal as a primary fuel in the thermal power plant. So what happens? The ash is going to produce, and how we are going to collect the dust, that we are going to see in the thermal power plant. Okay, the third part or the third base power plant, that is which we are going to study, which is nothing but the nuclear power plant. Okay, nuclear power plant. So in the same way, same points are there. Typical layout we have to study, then site selection we have to study, then the very most important part, and many of the time the question on this part has been asked, that is nothing but the nuclear reaction. Okay, these are the very important part. As you know that is somewhat reaction has been happened in that particular power plant, then and then energy is going to be generated. So which type of nuclear reaction is going to happen in that particular nuclear power plant, that we are going to study. Then classification of nuclear reactor. Okay, where that particular nuclear reaction is takes place, that is nothing but the nuclear reactor. Okay, where whatever the we are seeing or we are going to see that particular nuclear reaction, where it is going to take place, it is going to take place in nuclear reactor. So we have to classify that particular nuclear reactor. They have given AGR, PWR, BWR. What is its long form, that I will tell you whenever we are going to study that particular part. Then the very most and nowadays very famous topic is there, that is nothing but the nuclear waste disposal and its environmental aspects. Okay, whenever we are going to consider any power plant, obviously waste is there. Okay, so that's why in the second power part, thermal power plant, they have given ash and dust collection. How we are going to do it, that is we are going to see. But in the nuclear power plant, they have given nuclear waste disposal and its environmental aspects. Okay, how that particular whatever the nuclear waste which is produced in the particular nuclear power plant, how we dispose it, and what it's whatever the nuclear waste is there, how it is having the particular environmental aspects that we are going to study in the particular nuclear power plant. Okay, so this is the throughout the idea of our chapter number second. Okay, so into the first of all chapter number second, what we are going to do, we are going to first of all differentiate conventional and non-conventional energy sources. Then we are going to see first base power plant, base load power plant, that is nothing but the hydro power plant. Then second is nothing but the thermal power plant, and third is nothing but the nuclear power plant. These are the three important power plant we are going to study in chapter number second as a base load power plant. Okay, Ata, whenever as you are saying for our syllabus, we have to draw the sheets. Okay, what we have to do, we have to draw the sheets. So in that particular sheets, we are going to draw the typical layout of this particular power plant as a sheet number 1. Okay, we have to draw 4 sheets. We have to draw how many sheets? 4 sheets we have to draw. Apart from this, the first sheet is nothing but the layout of different power plant. It may be hydropower plant, it may be a thermal power plant, and it may be a nuclear power plant. The typical layout of all these power plant that we are going to study in the particular, or we are going to draw in the particular sheet number first. So how to draw it, I will tell you whenever we are going to see that particular part. Okay, so we will start our chapter number second. Okay, so very important part is nothing but the source of electrical energy. As our all things are related to the electrical energy, so which is the basic source related to the electrical energy? See, since electrical energy is going to be produced from energy which is available in the various form in the nature. Okay, what we are going to do, we are having the energy, or we are having different energy in the various form in the nature. So what we are going to do, we are going to produce that particular energy from the whatever the various forms which are available in the natures. So which are that particular various forms, or which are the sources which are available in the for the generation of electrical energy in the nature? See, which are that sources? The first is nothing but the sun. As you know that the sun is the primary energy source in every particular, what I can say, you can consider any energy, but many of the time the MCQ has been asked, dash dash is nothing but the primary energy source available in the nature, which is that the sun is nothing but the, what I can say, the primary energy source which is available in the nature. As you know that whatever the sun rays are there, we are going to take the help of that sun rays, and we are going to generate the electricity with the help of that particular sun rays. Okay, what we are going to do, we are taking that sun rays, आपण जे काय आपण बघतो solar. Okay, so what we are going to do in this particular solar energy, whatever the sun rays are there, we are going to generate the electricity with the help of that particular sun rays. ओके, जो की आपण बघणार आहे पुढचा पार्ट आहे नेक्स्ट थर्ड चॅप्टर मध्ये आपण बघणार आहे सोलार थर्मल पॉवर प्लांट. ओके, so but what you are going to think in your mind is nothing but the sun is the primary source of the energy. Okay, sun is the primary source of the energy. The second and very important part is nothing but the wind. As you know that we are going to generate the electrical energy with the help of wind, and for generation of the electrical energy with the help of wind, what we are going to use, काय यूज करतो आपण? Can anybody is going to tell me? हा, कोण सांगू शकते का? What we are going to use whenever we have to generate the electricity with the help of wind, what we are going to use? We are going to use the wind mills. As you have seen different wind mills. तुम्ही जर इकडं what I can say, whenever you are traveling, in the sides of or whenever you are traveling through the that particular Miraj region or Kolhapur region, at that point you are going to find that particular windmills there which are generating the electricity. Okay, wind is also considered as one of the important source for the generation of the electrical energy. सगळ्यांनी बघितलेत का विंड सगळ्यांनी बघितलेत का? Everybody seen that particular windmill?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
अशा इट इज लोकेटेड इन दी हिली एरिया. जिथं काय म्हणतो आपण हिली एरिया असतात तिथं त्या विंडमिल लोकेट केलेल्या असतात. आणि व्हेनेवर दॅट पर्टिक्युलर व्हॉट आय कॅन से विंड इज गोइंग टू रोटेट, it will generate the electrical energy. When it will again rotate, it again generates the electrical energy. Okay, so this is the another important source of the generation of the electrical energy. You can find it mostly in the hilly areas. You can find that particular what I can say windmill. पण जर कुणाला बघायचं असेल तर ज्यावेळेस तुम्ही मिरजला कोल्हापूरला जाताना तुम्ही थोडस मिरजच्या पुढे किंवा एक सांगोलाच्या पुढे थोडंफार गेलं तर तुम्हाला त्या पर्टिक्युलर विंडमिल राईट हँड साईडला लेफ्ट हँड साईडला त्या ह्याच्यावर इरेक्ट केलेला तुम्हाला दिसतील. ओके, the third and very most another important source, that is nothing but the water. As everybody knows that whatever the water available with us in the particular dam, okay, where that particular water is available with us in the dam, and whatever the water available with us in the particular dam, using that particular water we are going to generate the electricity. Okay, nowadays many of the or nowadays in many of the country, the electrical energy generation with the help of that particular water or with the help of hydraulic energy is very most popular. ओके, बऱ्याचशा कंट्रीमध्ये आपल्याला ज्यावेळेस एनर्जी जनरेट केली जाते त्यावेळेस ती कुठल्या फॉर्मने जनरेट केली जाते? इट इज जनरेटेड और इट इज जनरेटेड विथ द हेल्प ऑफ हायड्रॉलिक एनर्जी और वाटर. ओके, जो कि एक व्हाट आई कैन से व्हाई इट इज पॉपुलर सोर्स, बिकॉज it's whenever you are going to use that particular water in a proper way, no, it is an abundant source of energy, and it is generally there is no pollution in that particular what I can say whenever you are going to generate electrical energy through the water or with the help of water. That's why the water is the most popular source of electrical energy generation. And the foremost important, that is nothing but the fuels. Okay, nowadays we are using the different fuels for the generating the electrical energy. It may be oil is there, it may be natural gas is there, okay, kerosene is there, such are the petroleum fuels are there. These we are going to use the generation of a electrical energy. How we are going to generate the electrical energy from them? What we are going to do, whatever the thermal energy or whatever the heat energy produced with the combustion of this particular fuel, what we are going to do, whatever the heat energy is there, that heat energy is going to converted into the particular mechanical energy first. आपण काय करतोय, with the combustion of this particular fuel, what we are going to do, whatever the heat energy generated, that we are going to convert it into the mechanical energy with the help of prime movers. Okay, आपण बघणारच आहे पुढे येणारच आहे आपल्याला ते with the help of prime movers. And after that, whatever the mechanical energy is there, that we are going to convert it into the electrical energy with the help of alternator or with the help of alternator. Alternator is one of the type of generator. Okay, as in the your second year first chapter you are now seeing the DC generator. Okay, so what DC generator is going to do or generator is going to do, कशाची एनर्जी कशामध्ये कन्वर्ट करतो जनरेटर? It is going to
mechanical energy to electrical energy.
correct, it is going to convert mechanical energy to the electrical energy. So alternator is also one of the type of generator, or alternator in simple word you can call AC generator. Like DC generator, alternator is nothing but the AC generator. So whatever the fuels available in our nature, not we can say it is nature, whatever the fuel available on earth, which are nothing but the petroleum fuel or you can say oil, natural gas are there, what we are going to do, we are going to use their heat energy and we are going to convert that particular heat energy to the mechanical energy, and whatever the mechanical energy is there, that we are going to convert it into the electrical energy. And the last, that is nowadays this is also a very popular form which is used for the as a source of electrical energy, that is nothing but the nuclear energy. With the help of different nucleus of the different atoms, we are going to generate the nuclear energy, which is used for the, what I can say, generation of the electrical energy. The very most popular fuel that is we are going to use in this particular nuclear energy, or the popular most atom, is nothing but the uranium. With the help of uranium, we are going to generate the electrical energy, but there are some nuclear reactions are there. लगेच असं electrical energy, nuclear energy generate होत नाही. Okay, there are some nuclear reactions are there that need to be happened, and again then after that the electrical energy is going to be generated. So as far as the sources of electrical energies are concerned, there are basically 5, or you can say, not we can say it is 5, but the most commonly used the sources for generation of electrical energy are nothing but the sun, wind, water, fuels, and nuclear energy. And now what happens, whatever these sources are there, these sources are classified into 2 different types. What we did, we are classified these particular sources into 2 different types. Which are that particular sources, or which we have classified into 2 types? First is nothing but the conventional energy sources, and second is nothing but the non-conventional energy sources. Okay, whatever the sources available us, we have classified into 2 different types, which are nothing but the conventional energy sources, and next is the non-conventional energy sources. Okay, so we will see now. Okay, as you know that we have classified that particular sources into the 2 types, conventional energy sources and the non-conventional energy sources. So we will first of all see conventional energy sources. So see, what is the meaning of conventional energy sources? These resources are accumulated in nature and cannot be easily replenished once exhausted. Okay, what is its meaning? These sources are available in nature. It is accumulated in nature. म्हणजे काय ते sources? These sources are available at a particular part in nature. It is accumulated in nature. But what is important? Whenever that source is going to be end, or whenever that sources has been exhausted, it is not possible to recreate or replenish that particular sources. म्हणजे एकदा जर हे सोर्सेस संपून गेले तर त्याला आपण परत निर्माण करू शकत नाही. इट इज नॉट इझिली पॉसिबल to replenish it or recreate that particular sources once they are exhausted. Such sources are there. These are called as the conventional energy sources. सगळ्यांना कळलं का meaning of the conventional energy sources? These are accumulated, these are available in nature at a particular part. But what is important as far as the conventional energy sources are concerned? Whenever they are going to exhausted, or whenever their particular whatever what you can say whatever their availability from the nature is going to end, it is not easily possible to recreate or replenish that particular sources. This such a whatever the sources available in nature, such sources are called as the conventional energy sources. लक्षात घ्या. Everybody got this meaning of conventional energy sources?
Yes, sir.
Now see, these are the energy sources which once used cannot be recovered anymore. They are depleting in nature. Means what they want to say? आपण एकदा ते यूज करून संपवले, ते परत काय होणार आहे? It is not possible to recover. And now that's why they are saying that these sources are going to depletion. और ते काय होत चाललेत आता? संपत चाललेत. They are going to be end now, or they are now in a depleting phase. संपत चाललेलं आहे. Depleting in the sense they are in the verge of going to be end. Okay, so that's why one of the very important part in the conventional energy sources that you are going to consider or you are going to keep in your mind is that these sources are available in nature, but whenever they are going to their particular quality or their particular availability is going to end, it is not easily possible to recover it. That's why they are saying that they are now re-depleting in nature. Okay, what is its another name? Its another name is nothing but the non-renewable energy sources. त्यालाच तुम्ही काय म्हणताय, you can call it is nothing but the non-renew. Non-renew काय म्हणलंय? It cannot be renewed. नवीन तयार होत नाहीये. That's why they are saying it is that it is nothing but the non-renewable energy sources. Now they have given the different example which are nothing but the C. थर्मल एनर्जी कशापासून मिळणारी? फ्रॉम दी कोक. ओके, कोल. दॅट इज नथिंग बट दी आपण मराठीत काय म्हणतो, कोळसा. ओके, देन पेट्रोलियम प्रोडक्ट्स लाईक पेट्रोल, डिझेल, केरोसिन. as you know that now what type of prices are going to be high for this particular petrol, diesel. Okay, next third fuel that is nothing but the natural gas. As you are also knowing that what is the price of gas now, why and how it is going, how we are going to use it. Next and last is nothing but the nuclear energy. So whatever these sources are available is there, no, these sources are now, it is available in nature, but if they get exhausted, it is not possible to recover them. Okay, it is not easily possible, at cost it is not easily possible to recover such a type of resources in the nature. So that's why we are saying use the conventional energy sources in a limited manner. म्हणूनच आपण सांगतो पहा, fuel वाचवा, इंधन वाचवा. That's why we are saying from a what I can say decade ago, आपण असं 10 वर्षापासून म्हणतोय use the fuel in, म्हणजे जिथं गरज आहे तिथंच वापरा. Whenever it is not necessary, don't use it. That's why we are saying from a decade ago. Okay, so which are the example of the conventional energy sources? You can say coal, then different petroleum products, natural gas, and the nuclear energies. So these are the conventional energy sources. Why this? Many of the time into the MCQs, they are going to ask any one of the MCQ from this particular any one of the sentence. या particular sentence मधून एखादी MCQ पण विचारलं जाऊ शकतं, किंवा they are saying that the conventional energy sources are also called as dash dash non-renewable energy sources. Okay. Now, as you are going, we are going to see its advantages and disadvantages. As it is part of our curriculum, we will see which are the advantages and which are the disadvantages. Okay. So first and important most advantage is that the efficiency of particular conventional energy sources is more. As you know that efficiency, एक simple example consider करा. कशाचं? आपल्या बाईकचं example consider करा. Consider our example of our bike. If we are using the refined petrol at every time, our bike will run very smoothly. Okay, म्हणजे जे आपण पेट्रोल वापरतोय ते जर रिफाइंड असेल, तुम्हाला whenever you are driving a four-wheeler, at that time you also experience one of the this point is that whenever that particular whatever the fuel is refined, at that time what happen, our bike is running very smoothly. It means that the efficiency of this particular whatever the conventional energy sources is there is more. The efficiency is more. Okay, that's why they are saying that its efficiency is more. What another advantage is that its initial cost is comparatively less. Okay, initial cost म्हणतात हा, initial cost म्हणजेच काय, consider the example of that particular you can consider petroleum products. What happens, आता हे petroleum products आहेत, त्यांच्या काय पर्टिक्युलर समुद्रामध्ये काय त्यांच्या हे आहेत ते आपल्याला पर्टिक्युलर हा याच्यात समुद्रामध्ये आपल्याला भेटते. आपल्याला जस्ट काय करायचंय, वी हॅव टू एक्सट्रॅक्ट इट अँड वी हॅव टू ट्रान्सपोर्ट इट up to that particular whatever the company is there or whatever the particular place is there, and that from that particular place it is distributed throughout the country. Just what is initial cost or what is the somewhat initial investment we have to do? Just we have to establish one machinery is there for extracting that particular fuel. So that's why they are saying that its initial cost is comparatively less. To whom comparatively less? Compared to the non-conventional energy sources, जे की आपण परत बघणार आहे. The second part. So that they want to say is that the initial cost of that particular conventional source is less as compared to the non-conventional energy sources. And third, its intensities are high. Intensities are high in the sense, आता बघा, you can consider that particular coal. आता काय, जिथं पर्टिक्युलर कोळशाची खाण आहे तिथं काय तुम्हाला तिथं इंटेन्सिटी म्हणजे अबंडंट प्रमाणात तिथं कोळसा अवेलेबल आहे. म्हणजे असं आहे का पर्टिक्युलर एखादी कोळशाची खाण आहे तिथं एक ट्रक भरूनच तुम्हाला कोळसा मिळालाय असं आहे का? इट नॉट लाईक दॅट. Their particular any ores are there, that particular in that particular ore they are available in abundant manner. That's why they are saying that its intensity is high. जिथं अवेलेबल आहे तिथं ते भरपूर प्रमाणात अवेलेबल आहेत. म्हणून म्हणतो आपण कोळशाची खाण. कोळशाची खाण म्हणजे तिथे काय फक्त 2 ट्रक किंवा 4 ट्रक असा कोळसा तुम्हाला तिथं मिळत नाही. यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू get only that much particular amount of coal. You are getting that particular amount of coal in abundant manner. Okay, so that's why they are saying is that their intensity is high or their intensities are high. And which are the its disadvantages? The foremost and important disadvantages of conventional energy sources is its running and maintenance cost is high. Okay, it will require whatever the conventional energy sources are required, it will require the maintenance. That's why it's what I can say, running and maintenance cost is high. And another important disadvantage is that they are depleting in nature. ते आता काय चाललेले आहेत, संपून चाललेले आहेत. That's why they are saying that they are depleting in nature. So these are nothing but the one of the disadvantage of this particular conventional energy sources. And the third is nothing but they cause pollution to the atmosphere by different means. As it is, I will not going to explain you. You know that whatever the petroleum products are there or what petroleum fuels are there, they are causing the what I can say pollution of the atmosphere. मी वेगळाशी सांगायची काय गरज नाही. यू ऑलरेडी नो दॅट व्हॉट एव्हर दी डिफरंट व्हॉट आय कॅन से petroleum products are there, how they are going to pollute that particular atmosphere. Or if you can consider coal, where we are using that particular coal, thermal power plant, how that thermal power plant is going to pollute the atmosphere, you know. Okay, so these are the some advantages and disadvantages of conventional energy sources. As far as the advantages are concerned, you can keep in your mind their efficiency are high, they are available in abundant manner. Where they are available means its intensities are high. And the foremost disadvantage is that of the conventional energy sources is the what they are depleting in nature, and what I can say, they are going to pollute the atmosphere. These are the advantages and disadvantages of the conventional energy sources. Now, what is the non-conventional energy sources? See, these energy sources are available abundantly in nature. भरपूर प्रमाणात ते available आहेत. This is the meaning of that particular sentence. These sources, which sources? Non-conventional energy sources are available abundantly in nature, and it can be reused again and again. म्हणजे तुम्ही ते परत 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 वापरू शकताय. Okay, so this is the advantages, or these are nothing but the non-conventional energy sources. This is the difference between conventional and the non-conventional. Non-conventional energy sources available in abundant in the nature, you can reuse again and again. Okay, see, these resources are generated continuously and also known as the renewable energy sources. Okay, generate continuously. आता तुम्ही बघा, you can consider the example of wind. It is available throughout. You cannot say it throughout, but generally wind is available to us for revolving that particular windmill. म्हणजे ती particular windmill revolve करण्यासाठी wind is always in the of 24 hour मध्ये वास आहे का की ह्या पर्टिक्युलर 10 hours मध्ये वाराच नाहीये त्यामुळे ती पर्टिक्युलर वाइंड मिल फिरतच नाहीये. इट शुड नॉट बी लाईक दॅट. दीज आर अवेलेबल. दॅट्स वाय इट इज नोन ॲज दी रिन्युएबल एनर्जी सोर्सेस. ते आपण रिन्यू करू शकतो किंवा परत 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 वापरू शकतो. दॅट्स वाय दे आर सेइंग इट इज नथिंग बट दी रिन्युएबल एनर्जी सोर्सेस. So they have given different example of the renewable energy sources. These are nothing but the solar energy. As you know that nowadays solar energy is foremost important or popularly used the renewable energy sources. Then hydraulic energy. Hydraulic energy is nothing but the energy which we have got from this particular water. These are nothing but the hydraulic energy. Wind energy, the energy which we have got from the wind. Then the tidal energy and wave energy, both are like same. Okay, the energy which we are got from the tides of the ocean, that is nothing but the tidal energy. Next, geothermal energy. In Marathi we can, what we can call for geothermal energy? कुणाला माहिती आहे का आपण मराठीत काय म्हणतो जिओथर्मल? जिओथर्मल यू डोंट नो? औष्णिक ऊर्जा. Okay, which is available in the what particular in the nature. We can use that particular geothermal energy. Then the another important, that is nothing but the biogas and biomass. Okay, biogas is nothing but the energy which is produced due to the what I can say organic degradation of our waste. Biogas. Okay, what is the biogas? The energy which is produced due to the degradation of the waste. And what is the biomass? The energy which is produced due to degradation of plants and animals. Understand the difference between biomass and biogas. Biogas is nothing but the energy produced due to the organic degradation of waste product. Okay, and biomass is nothing but the energy which is produced due to the organic degradation of plants and animals. This is the difference between biogas and biomass. Okay, so these are the different examples of the non-conventional energy sources. Or what you are going to think in your mind for the non-conventional energy sources now? काय लक्षात ठेवणार तुम्ही non-conventional energy sources? These energy sources are available abundant in nature. Okay, we can use it again and again. That's why it is called as the renewable energy sources. Now, as we have seen the advantages and disadvantages of the conventional energy sources, in same way we are going to study the advantages and disadvantages of the non-conventional energy sources. So which are the advantages of the non-conventional energy sources? The first is nothing but they are available abundant in nature. They are available in large quantity in the nature. Okay. Second, they are not going to produce or they are not going to pollute the atmosphere. There is no pollution from this particular sources to the particular atmosphere, or there is no pollution in the atmosphere due to the use of these sources. Okay, these are, or they are not going to pollute that particular atmosphere. हे तर तुम्हाला पण माहिती आहे. I also know that they are not going to pollute that particular atmosphere. That's why our government is what you can say encouraging us to use this particular non-conventional energy sources. Okay, then next is nothing but they are well suited for decentralized use. Decentralized in the sense आपल्याला जर सगळ्यांना ते यूज करायचं आहे, then they are well suited. There's a best example. आपलं बघा, best example काय? Consider the example of our college. In our college, what we have done, we have established our different solar, what we can say, different solar plate in our rooftop. So what it is happen, whatever the solar tube or whatever the solar plate which we have installed on our particular college, with the help of that we can get the electricity to our whole college. So it is nothing but the use for decentralization. Okay, next is nothing but the sorry, the plant using these sources have a very less maintenance cost. Okay, whatever the sources are there, these are nothing but the having less maintenance cost. Less maintenance cost म्हणजे तुम्ही एक्झाम्पल घ्या, लेस मेंटेनन्स कॉस्ट म्हणलं, मेंटेनन्स कॉस्ट नाही असं नाही, दे आर हॅव्हिंग दी लेस मेंटेनन्स कॉस्ट. म्हणजे जर तुम्ही तुमच्या घरावर whenever you are going to establish any solar on your particular home, what it require continuous 1-2 months only its inspection, nothing more than that. ओके, जर त्याला काही पर्टिक्युलर कशामुळे त्याच्यावर काय पडलं, डॅमेज झालं, तरच ते तुम्हाला रिपेअर करायला लागणार. अदरवाईज कित्येक दिवस जे काही तुम्ही ते सोलार तिथे एस्टॅब्लिश केले ते कंटिन्युअसली काय होणार आहे, रन होणार आहे. ओके, सो दीज आर हॅव्हिंग दी लेस मेंटेनन्स कॉस्ट, त्याची मेंटेनन्स कॉस्ट काय कमी आहे. नेक्स्ट, disadvantages of non-conventional energy sources. काय असणार आहे? These are the disadvantages. They are available at very low intensities. Okay, they are available at a very low intensity, not like that not like a conventional energy sources. जसे conventional energy sources available होते तशा प्रकारे ते काय, they are not going to available. Okay, now see, these sources are available in nature during a particular period which is uncertain. Obviously, magashi जसं मी example तुम्हाला सांगितलं, already I have explained to you. Also, if you are considering the wind energy, it is available, but morning time it is different, afternoon time it is different, then evening time it is different. It is not continuously same throughout a particular day. म्हणजे पूर्ण day मध्ये whatever the wind energy is there, these are not available like the same manner. That's why they are saying that they are uncertain in nature. Okay, they are uncertain in nature. Then fourth disadvantage, its efficiency is low. This is the one of the difference between the what I can say conventional energy sources and non-conventional energy sources. The efficiency of this particular non-conventional energy sources is somewhat less as compared to the conventional energy sources. त्यांची efficiency ही बऱ्यापैकी कमी आहे कुणापेक्षा as compared to the that particular conventional energy sources. त्यामुळे तर आपण take the example of particular electrical bike. Okay, nowadays some what I can say persons are thinking for purchasing the electrical bike, but before 5 years ago no one can or no one was thinking that to purchase electrical bike and use that particular electrical bike. Why? Because they are thinking that its efficiency is obviously low. म्हणजे त्यांनी काय particular whenever you are going to charge your battery, it will run up to this particular 5 hours, 6 hours, 10 hours. But whenever it will end there, what to do at that time? After the 5 hours, whenever our battery is going to end, and if I am not having any particular what I can say facility to charge my battery, so what to do? So such a type of due to this particular, they are saying is that the efficiency of this particular non-conventional energy sources are very less as compared to the conventional energy sources. And last, that is nothing but its initial cost is high. Obviously, whenever you are going to establish, you can consider water. Whenever you are going to establish any particular power plant there, hydro power plant, that time it will require high cost. Whenever consider coal, you can consider wind. Whenever you are going to establish any that particular windmill there, you will require different dimensions windmills. Okay, that particular 4 mills are they are having, it will require that particular establishment and all these things. That's why they are saying that its initial cost is high. Okay, so but nowadays our government is encouraging us for to use these non-conventional energy sources. Why? Because these conventional energy sources are now depleting in nature. That's why our government is going to encourage us for using this particular non-conventional energy sources. Our government is going to give the different subsidy scheme on this particular non-conventional energy sources also. Whenever you are going to use that particular non-conventional energy sources like solar. Okay, nowadays it is a most popular. Okay, everybody got this difference between conventional energy sources and non-conventional energy sources?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
they will ask the question in this manner that write short note on conventional energy sources or non-conventional energy sources, or they will give you the 4 options. Means like the म्हणजे 3 ऍडव्हान्टेज देतील, कुठला तरी एक डिसएडव्हान्टेज देतील, किंवा 3 डिसएडव्हान्टेज देतील, कुठला तरी एक ऍडव्हान्टेज देतील. त्यातनं तुम्हाला ते काय करायला सांगतील, ऑड मॅन आउट फाइंड आउट करायला सांगतील. इन सच वे दे विल गोइंग टू ask the question to you. Okay, now from as we have considered this particular conventional and non-conventional energy sources, by taking the reference of that, we are going to study this particular base load power plant. Okay, so into the tomorrow's lecture we will going to start the first power plant, that is nothing but the hydro power plant. तुम्हाला पण माहिती आहे बऱ्यापैकी त्यातल्या बेसिक गोष्टी, but just we have to learn it now by our scientific way. आपल्या scientific way ने काय करायचं, that we have to learn it.